Oh, how's it, everyone? Wayne the Known here, and welcome back to another episode of Geeking Out, where we basically discuss everything nerd geek related. I know it's been roughly a week since I haven't posted a full, almost 2 weeks. I think I have time not good with. Anyway, yeah. So also, anyway, moving on. Heat. Why bother? Anyway, I'm joined here by Reckaroo Cosplay and Ultimate Phantom, and we are going to be giving our thoughts on the upcoming 2023 film Five Nights at Freddy's, which is based off a game that's been out for like 2012, a very long time.
Yeah.
Not as previously stated before we recorded. I'm not familiar with Five Nights at Freddy's. My knowledge goes stems from watching people play it on YouTube. Luckily, Elsa here knows a little bit more, but we may be talking a little bit about the games. We're going to be talking about the movies. I'm rambling on, so I'll start with Becca. So, Becca, what were your thoughts when you saw the trailer for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie?
First of all, I love Matthew Lillard, and I am just excited about everything that man ever does with his whole life. So I was really excited to see him. I also I have not played the games. I really don't know much about it at all, but I'm hoping he plays a little bit of a bigger part than what I saw in the preview. Again, I haven't played the games, so I don't know. And then I also like the lead, Josh Hutcherson. Hutcherson.
One of the two, Hutchinson.
Dang it. I'm like, I love him and I can't say his name. But I really enjoy him. I think he's a great actor, so I'm stoked for him as well. So again, I'm excited about the cast, and I'm excited that Jim Henson's studio is doing the animatronic stuff, the puppetry, all of it. Like, that is probably the most exciting part for me personally. But again, as a noob to all of it, like that's what's drawing me to it.
Yeah, no, Matthew Lillard, he's been in a lot. I'm glad to see him in another scary movie.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I know he's playing as a main character named William Afton, who's like been a big major part of this series for a long time. He's also in later lore he becomes Springtrap, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong.
Sweet.
He becomes one of the animatronics. I know that much.
Ooh.
Yep. Springtrap.
Springtrap, yeah, thank you. And I know Josh Hutcherson, he hasn't been in a whole lot of movies, like big movies lately.
Yeah,
some
of his other stuff is so good though. Like, what's the time travel one that was on Prime? That one is so good. Please watch it once I remember what it's called and recommend it to you.
I know which one you're talking about. It had Haley Joel Osment in it.
Yes. Oh, it is so good. It is so good. It's very, very goofy and off the wall, but it's like really detail oriented if you pay attention to it. So I just love clever writing like that. And again, like Josh like nailed that role. So I'm just excited to see him on the screen again. But yeah, I highly recommend. I can't think of what it's called. It'll come to me later in this when we're talking about something completely unrelated.
I think the last time he was like in a big movie was the Hunger Games movies. That's the last time I ever seen him on the big screen was the Hunger Games films.
That's definitely what comes to mind. I feel like he's probably been in some other things, but that's what comes to mind.
Elsa, same question. What were your thoughts when you first saw that they were finally making a Five Nights at Freddy's movie?
I screamed because as a Five Nights at Freddy's fan from the beginning, it's like, oh, you hear, oh, it's being pushed back. It's going to be this year. Oh, no, it's stuff scripts. And, like, I finally, like, seeing the trailer really, like, was really, because, again, out of everybody out here I know the most, seeing the little hidden Easter eggs totally surprised me. As well as brain function. We're going to have a little countdown now. You sound on your podcast saying that.
Mm.
So, every time like we see an animatronic again, I will have to go with Rekka English.
Reckaroo.
Do I have permission to say Roo instead?
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
I just want to make sure. I'm going off of what Rue said. I'm also excited because Jim Henson's Puppeteers, as we all seen so far from the trailer, looks amazing, phenomenal. Yeah. Like, I was kind of worried, to be honest, because when someone takes an animatronic and tried making it to real life, it's either missing something or it does not look like the character completely. But yeah, and I also have to agree. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm also excited for Matthew Lewis, as we all talked about. I actually recently saw his Scream performance again last Saturday. I was like, oh my god, like, he can definitely pull this off. I can see why they chose him. As well as seeing like all the different references in the video games. For example, we get to see like the little kids representing a little soul that's trapped in an animatronic, and on top of that, seeing like actual gamers from the whole YouTube, the people, the OGs are in it. I'm like, we still need Markiplier.
I'm gonna put my 2 cents. I don't think you gotta remember. I don't think Markiplier's gonna be in it, mainly to the fact that he's working on his own video game movie, Iron Lung.
That does not mean I can not give up hope yet.
And Jacksepticeye is, I think he's busy too.
We need the king of Five Nights at Freddy's, at least for a second, look into the camera and then point away.
Well, I mean, this movie, from what I've seen, I don't know how true it is, but I did see online how Matthew Lillard did sign a contract for a Five Nights at Freddy's movie series. So we'll see.
I know! Three more movies!
Oh, man. But yeah, this movie has been a development hell originally. From what I see, when I first heard rumors about this back a few years back, originally it was to be distributed by Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Same people who made the Willy's Wonderland film,
which sucked.
It wasn't bad. Again, so before this Five Nights at Freddy's movie, we had 2 knockoff versions. I'm going to say we had the Banana Splits one.
Mm-hmm.
And we also had the Willy's Wonderland one, which I didn't mind. And those were basically based off Five Nights at Freddy's. First one was animatronics that just basically short-circuited and basically became sentient. Willy's Wonderland was about basically these felons who basically took their own lives and put their souls into the animatronics. Mm-hmm. And then Five Nights at Freddy's is just basically both, but yeah.
Can I say something about Willy's Wonderland? I am mad that they didn't let Nicolas Cage say a line like...
no, he didn't want to speak. He didn't want to speak.
Okay, the funniest times he says a line is when it's not made up. It's like, that's the main reason I watched it!
And real quick, there is a prequel comic leading up to the movie online for Willy's Wonderland. Mm. It explains why his character goes to that town. Anyway, that's for another thing down the road when we ever do Was It Worth Making. But no, when I saw the trailer, I got excited. It's like, hey, we finally get to see this. It's by Blum House, and they're known for a lot of horror movies recently.
Yeah.
Megan is what they did. And I'm happy to see Matthew Lillard. Josh Hutcherson, I think, is going to do a good job. I'm still not sure what the timeline is for this movie because we see William Afton and Josh's character on a regular telephone. So I'm not sure.
Excuse me.
From my takes, I'm assuming that yes, there is going to be some stuff from. Oh, excuse me too. From what's it called? I believe it was the 80s where it's like mostly inspired. That's why we see that training video. So I'm assuming some flashbacks are going to occur. But also, I think because of the modern times, it's going to be mostly in the modern day. So, but best guess will be 2016. Don't know why, but yeah.
We'll see. Or it could take place in the year that the game was created, too. Never know. But yeah, originally this movie was going to be distributed by Warner Brothers, and one of the directors they had in mind was Christopher Columbus. the guy who directed the first two Harry Potter films and the first Gremlins movie.
Mm.
But it went through development hell, went through a lot of issues, so finally, hey, we got a trailer. It's not only going to be in theaters on October 27th, but it's also going to be on Peacock, the streaming service. So if you don't want to pay the movie, you don't want to pay for movie tickets, you can watch it at home in the dark. Just, be sure to look in all directions for anti-animatronics. So back to Becca. I know you mentioned it when you were kind of giving your thoughts on the trailer. How do you feel about the Jim Henson Company making all the animatronics?
Oh man, it's like the major draw for me. I love that studio. They can do no wrong. And honestly, like I don't know that they have done a wrong. They're just phenomenal in everything that they do.
I can't think of anything. It's
Right?
not the
Like
first
even
time.
if like the movie itself sucked, their animatronics were still on point. So give them. I'm really excited. I think everyone who works at that studio is obviously very dedicated, and it shows. And I think that's been happening for like decades at that studio. So I'm just really excited.
This is not their first time working on a film that has like some mild violence in it. I mean,
Oh
the
yeah.
last film they did, it was that R-rated movie called Happy Time Murders.
Yeah.
This movie's gonna be PG-13, so I know some people aren't happy, but it's like you can have a horror movie and still you can have a PG-13 movie and still have a lot of horror aspects in it.
I think so, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm trying really hard to give an example and it's not coming to me, but I still believe in it.
I have one that's PG, Jaws.
It's
Oh, that's
PG.
right, because because that was before the MPAA. You can thank movies like Friday the 13th for getting R rating.
That's nuts.
Jaws was PG-13.
Wild.
Yeah. Fun fact there. Elsa, your thoughts on the animatronics being made by the Jim Henson Company, especially them taking on such a big thing like this.
Again, gonna go off of Rosa comment with everything that has been with their company, even up. They're really good at doing creepy stuff. Even again, we have seen their creepiness in Labyrinth with their puppeteering and with their animatronics coming up. Am I wrong with that? I thought
the other dark element was in the Dark Crystal, both the movie and Age of Resistance.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what always comes to mind for me. That's what I first think of when I think of the Jim Henson Studios, the Dark Crystal, and I'm like, man, they just are gonna nail everything. Like when that's what it's based, your opinion is based off of. Ah.
I haven't actually seen those movies, so I'm gonna have to go watch them eventually. But yes,
you're gonna have to. Yeah, definitely. I recommend watching those movies if you haven't seen them.
If I can find them, if on the streaming platforms I have.
Streaming services most likely.
You'll be surprised how many movies I've been trying to find and they're not on there, even though it says. Anyways, reading off topic. But yeah, again, they go so well with your detail, which I've said before, I am not like just gonna be disappointed in them at all. I know they're gonna bring out their A game, especially because there's a huge community, young and old, enjoying this franchise who they don't want to mess up on. So
no, you got a lot of people who are. I've seen the comments on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. Their eyes should be glowing red. Why are they like this? Why are they like that? Oh, you're only saying that because you've only played. Only used to the new stuff. We've been around since the old stuff. Like, I'm gonna say this, but who the fuck cares? Enjoy it.
Sorry, and it was also explained by Scott Coffin that the eyes turning red means they're not possessed fully yet until like.
No, the black beasts are possessed.
Yes.
I think people are forgetting that the creator is also like breathing down Blum House's neck, making sure to get this right. He's not just on the sidelines. He's just like, you better get this right. Like how Nintendo did with Illumination with the Mario Brothers movie. Like, you better get this right, motherfuckers. But no, in all seriousness, so I'm looking forward to this. I do agree on the Jim Henson. Like, they've done a lot. They've done a lot of good in the past.
Oh yeah.
70 years. I want to say.
So we're all
Roughly.
excited for them.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention the Jim Henson Company was behind the dinosaurs in the movie, the TV show The Dinosaurs, and also they were behind the Ninja Turtles in the original 1990s Ninja Turtles movies. So this is not their first time working on big animatronics. Like, yeah, these are going to be animatronics, but there's also going to be people inside them too. That's gonna, and I guarantee, because I lately have been wanting to bring in more stuff from the others. I guarantee once this movie comes out, people are going to be making cosplays based off,
I'm very excited to see what the cosplay community comes up with. I've seen some pretty good ones at different cons already that were Five Nights at Freddy's, and a lot of them I didn't quite catch. Like, I was just like, that's really cool. And they're like, thanks, it's from Five Nights at Freddy's. But now that it will be more mainstream and more known, like, that's one of my favorite parts of when things from the nerddom get big, is the cosplayers now have more access to that media and can just do the coolest things. It's my favorite. I love seeing it. I'm really excited to see what people come up with after this movie comes out.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Back to you, Becca. What are some of the things you liked about the trailer? I mean, I know, like, just like me, we're not both really well, knowledgeable in Five Nights at Freddy's, but what were some of the things from the trailer you liked?
Again, I really liked the cast, of course, but also there was like this very like playful tone to it. Like, it was super fun and creepy just watching the trailer. Like, it just really they had this kind of like not quite campy, but very on that line. And I love things like that are so like dynamic and just how they feel to you as like the viewer. And so that for me was something I was really excited about. And it might be mostly like because there's animatronics in it. I don't know. But it was just, there was this very like fun feel to it, like gamey, I guess is a better word. Like, there was just this gamey feel. And I was like, I can't wait to watch that. I feel like it's going to be a lot more kind of like suspense and waiting for things, which I love. That's my kind of scary. So there were quite a few things I was excited about.
Same question for you. So, what was it that you liked about the trailer, and what were your favorite parts from it?
Hang on, let me quickly reply to my roommate.
Very important things.
Just kidding.
I'm not Oh, they just sent me a message. I'm like, no. So what am I like from the trailer? Again, so you guys remember that little girl, right? Like, the first thing that, like, when I first saw her, she really looked like that girl from The Shining.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the daughter for the main character?
Yes.
Yeah, like, she does look like the girl from The Shining.
So that, like, the pop-up question, like, this maybe have the same energies, as well as, again, all of the secrets. Like when you see a spring trap, you actually see a hand going out to reach you. Or like when one of the things that I really enjoyed from the trailer, I'm going all over the place because I'm so excited, is when they start doing the little dun 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 and everything changes, like perfect lighting. But I'm also excited because, as well, it feels like more comedic than it's gonna be horror, to be honest, in my opinion. And I don't mind that as long as we get all those elements.
We'll see. Some of my favorite things I liked about it are the Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was, and I'll be showing clips from it, whether it was the employee wall, the employee wall of, like, how they got the content creator wall, employee wall, the scene where the cameras are panning to each different part of the pizzeria, just like in the game. How you're just making sure that like like in the movie, you'll see all the animatronics on stage. You'll see Chica with the cupcake, but then when he passes out and that music starts playing, he turns it back down. The camera's panning, and then the cupcake's gone because he wasn't keeping an eye because he passed out. Then where he's crawling through the vents, like in one of the original Five Nights at Freddy's games. Again, I also know that for those who haven't played the FNAF game, are most likely going to want to play the FNAF game when this comes out.
Oh,
I don't give it long whether it's made by the creator or if it's a fan game. We're probably going to get a Five Nights at Freddy's movie video game. Basically a game based off the movie, based off the game.
Right.
I mean, they did that with Ratchet and Clank when the Ratchet and Clank movie came out. They made the game. They made the game based off the movie, which was based off the first game.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I think so.
I'm trying to think what else. I know this is probably be one of the shorter ones. Is there anything? So this is the thing I always ask, and this is no disrespect. Back to you, Becca. Was there anything you didn't like about the trailer?
Gosh, I really can't think of anything. I mean, mostly I didn't like that I didn't understand a lot of references and things, but that's not the trailer's fault. That's my fault.
There's nothing, as I would say, there is nothing wrong with that. Which I do have to say real quick. Coming to my merch store soon, I will be having shirts that say "There is nothing wrong with that."
Nice. But yeah, there was nothing that I watched the trailer a few times and none of it was like, like the whole time I was like, oh my God, yes, give me more. So mostly I would just say I didn't understand the references or Easter eggs if they showed any, and maybe they could have informed me better before putting out that trailer. I don't know.
Nothing wrong with that. Elsa, same for you. Anything you didn't like about the trailer?
Well, the one thing I didn't like, because it's no longer a spoiler, is because I've seen this on my TikTok, which I still am pissed about people recording about movies, like before they're made, is the little fountain scene. Because we all saw that was going to be coming, unfortunately. So I'm like, that's the only...
Wait, what?
So there was a scene leaked because some person was on the set or whatever they're going to filming, and they filmed the fight scene in the fountain, as you see. Matthew littered on top. Matthew on top.
Oh no, that was that? I think that was someone else. That was actually Josh. So that scene in the trailer where he's like punching someone, that is from when Josh Hutcherson character gets fired from his previous job.
Yes, that's the part where I'm talking about that I'm frustrated that it's been leaked. Like someone had decided to record it and post it, so it's no longer.
I mean, it was already in the trailer, sadly.
No, but that was before the trailer.
It was. Someone took. It was one of the on-set photographers, I think, did that.
Oh.
Because sometimes they'll have this. The studio will tell, okay, release these photos here and there, but I don't know.
Again,
I remember seeing it though.
Yeah, I'm still frustrated. That's the only part I'm frustrated about.
I get it. It makes sense.
But other than that, no, I'm not too disappointed.
And I have to say, the cast is great. It was nice seeing Golden Freddy at the end of the trailer. I know some people are speculating that that's Josh's character taking, his soul isn't that Freddy, because we see in the trailer when they go into that the taxi that his daughter is with Golden Freddy.
That's what I assumed, because not only the taxi scene, but the very end when the girl is holding the hand.
And they're right back at the restaurant.
So I was like, oh snap, my boy's gonna turn into an animatronic.
We'll see. It just from what I've gathered, and I could be wrong.
But it seems like
I've noticed a lot of movies do it. Like they almost spoil the whole movie trailers. It's not the company's fault. It's just whoever's in charge of close in the trailers.
Or it could be a cutscene, which we don't see until deleted scenes. It could be somebody throwing it.
That too. I am hoping there's one thing I'm hoping for because it's one of my favorite songs. It's the song by Living Tombstone, Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that song.
Yes.
I'm hoping that I'm hoping during the credits they play that song.
What was that? Sorry, I heard like a pop and snap. I'm like,
It's an animatronic coming into your room.
oh no,
I know, right?
Yeah, no.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I lost my train of thought. I'm like, okay.
I'm looking for this. Oh, you were saying?
Yeah, I just found my train of thought. It came back. I'm hoping they have more fan songs from, as you said, from the Living Tombstone. I hope they add a couple of more because I know Random Encounters has done a couple, and it's really catchy. So I'm hoping at least one of them gets in.
Yeah, but I've noticed, like going back to what you said, a lot of people are, and I hope people are joking and not like serious because then there's just, I'm not going to say you have issues, but I hate to be a dream killer, but I know a lot of people said, oh, if Markiplier's in it, I'm not going to watch it. If this is not going to be it, I'm not. It's like, not everything from the video game is going to be in the movie. I am going to be one of those kind of people when they make stuff like that. If they're going to have everything in from the game, I might as well just play the game at this point, you know? But people got to remember, Markiplier's been like busy with his own film. Not to mention he's been in and out of the hospital, and not to mention he's getting, he's been working on a lot of stuff. So yeah, it may suck that Markiplier may not be in it, but it's like if that's the one reason you're not going to see this movie or you're going to be mad about it, then go outside, touch grass, and drink some water. I'm not trying to sound like a negative Nancy here, but like, yeah, they are. Go.
Yeah, it might not happen. I don't know.
So I found out what the light was. His light exploded.
Oh my gosh, is he okay?
Yeah, he's a bit scared.
Oh, poor thing. How does light explode?
I don't know.
Everyone. Okay, is that a chameleon?
Yeah, this is Go.
What's his name?
Gizmo, but for short, Momo.
Momo.
So like.
Tell Momo I love him.
No, that was your chinchilla you showed last time. As anyone's familiar, I shouldn't be looking here. I'm using my camera. I'm using my phone camera with a ring light. But if anyone's familiar with this series, pets are always going to be shown.
Huh?
Welcome back.
You said that, and my dog walked in on cue. He was like, "Did you say pets are welcome here?"
Yeah.
You want to show your pet too? You want to show your dog too?
Oh, he's chasing a fly. There's been this huge fly this whole time just buzzing around me, and he's chasing it away from me right now. Good job, buddy.
So back to you, Elsa, before we end this. Overall thoughts on the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and are you looking forward to seeing it?
Of course, I'm very excited to go see it with a couple of friends and my boyfriend. So, just a couple of thoughts from me is like, we'll see how everything plays out. But at the same time, I'm one of the people who wants... Oops, sorry, Momo, I didn't mean that. Can you not? I love you, but not my hair. Not my hair. You're going to have to hold him for a while. His whole entire thing exploded.
Oh, no. Poor Momo.
PTSD.
I know, he's all stressed.
But anyways, I'm very excited. And overall, I'm one of those people who do want to see Markiplier. If not, as we were talking earlier before camera started rolling, there's a couple of other movies that are rumored. So we're hoping he'll be in those.
We'll see. We'll see. I know.
You remain so skeptical.
I'm the kind of like, I mean, if we get it, we get it. If we don't, I feel like if people are going to get upset because, don't get me wrong, I love Markiplier. He's one of my favorite content creators. I mean, the dude's got a deep fucking voice.
Yeah. I think people are just like rallying behind what The Last of Us did, which was bring in a lot of like the
Oh
creators
yeah,
and voice
no,
casts and stuff like that. And we're just not gonna get that with everything. We're just not.
no, and no, I wholeheartedly agree on that. Like when they make live action adaptations based off of mainly video games.
Yeah.
You know, you can't like, you know, just because this movie or this TV show
Mhm.
shows it doesn't mean like the next one's going to show it because again, actors are busy. Like actors are busy. They also have life outside. They may not want to like.
Yeah.
They would probably want to give the role to someone else. Like, you know, if I got, you know, I'm just hypothetically saying, if I was, you know, a big content creator like Markiplier who, you know, played Five Nights at Freddy's back in the day, and I got asked to like, you know, I probably would decline. But that's just me because, you know, I want other people, you know, to get that chance to be in a movie based off something that they grew up playing.
Right.
I mean, look at that taxi. Look at that taxi driver at the end of the trailer. He's also a content creator who's played Five Nights at Freddy's.
He's
Oh,
an
cool.
original.
Yeah.
Sick.
Also, and back to you, Rue. Overall thoughts on the trailer, and are you looking forward to seeing this movie?
I am very excited. Again, I didn't know really anything about it before I saw the trailer, and now I'm just really excited to dive into all the lore. And I'm not much of a gamer, but maybe play the game. But yeah, just like finding out more about it and learning all of the cool connections and Easter eggs that I missed as a noob seeing the trailer. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm excited as heck.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I've ever played any of the Five Nights at Freddy's games. I know there's not just the main ones, there's also the fan made ones. So we'll see. I mean, I know they've been coming out with a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's fan games, and I know the most recent one, like the big one they came out with, was Security Breach. That was like their major big one. But other than that, it's been. Well, before we end this, as I always say at the end of these, Elsa, would you like to let people know where they could find you on social media so they can give you a follow? And I know you need to get Momo situated and calm down.
So you can find me on TikTok at Ultimate Phantom or Instagram, which is _Ultimate Phantom _. And you can find Momo in his cage soon.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, indeed. Becca, same question. Where can people find you on social media if they want to give you a follow?
Find me on Instagram and Facebook under Reckaroo. It's just WRECKAROO. And I do a lot of mashups, and I am starting to get the feels for what mashups I will be doing next year and which cons I'll be hitting. So I'm pretty stoked, pretty excited.
And if anyone's watching this who's ever in the Pacific Northwest area or is just going to KamoriCon in general, be sure to look out for all three of us as we'll be cosplaying characters from Mario.
Yeah.
And also thank you Momo for the little camp guest appearance.
Momo, do you want to go say hi? Do you want to say hi to all your fans now?
Momo, I love you, Momo. Oh my gosh. Momo.
Can you give a wave?
Oh, he's a wave.
Oh, he's adorable.
I think that should do it. All right, well, that should about do it. Oh wait, Twitter, I don't really get on here a whole lot. Anyway, I'm Winnie Unknown. Until next time, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you for watching.